Thank you very much, Kelly, and the rest of the squad for giving us your insight there. A couple of coin flips, and Herwin predicting that the team that brings the newest and most interesting thing to the table, perhaps, the spicy pick will win.
What am I writing?
Yeah, what
Production?
are you writing, Brandon?
Just notes, things for Snoopy, things like that.
Yeah, he wrote,
Do you love me, YN?
Top Keck NME. That wasn't very nice, Brandon.
Going into picks and bans, I saw a few things for Eager. I saw a few things for Cloud9, or I'm sorry, Envy.
Well, what's
just
our
trying to give
predictions?
some insight before the game starts.
Let me hear it. Let me hear him.
They're
Who you
picks
got?
and
Who
bans,
you got?
man. I don't know if they can hear us. We
Before
gotta
picks
wait.
and bans, who do you got?
We gotta wait.
I got my boy Megatron.
You got Omega. So you got Eager, Brandon? Who you got winning this?
I don't know,
Before
man.
picks and bans.
I'm exact. Oh, through picks and bans.
Before.
I don't know, man.
You don't know?
I mean, how could you have called either of those games so far?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Let's go,
I
Andy.
think that Eager's the better team in this tournament so far. Question mark? I mean, they took Cloud9 to 5. Envyus got bopped by Enemy.
They didn't get bopped. It was a 5-game.
Got bopped. Yeah, losing to Enemy as the #1 seed overall when they're from the 5th position.
They beat
is getting
TSM, who
bopped.
took 3rd at Worlds.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we're
but-
a 4th seed.
But they were 4th seed.
I'm just saying, like,
TSM and Envyus both
people
trending
are
down
really
towards the split.
underplaying how good Enemy is at this game.
I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just saying they got beat by the 5th seed that they had not lost a game to in the online play.
Zap's gonna have Soul.
Mercury, Zhong Kui.
Zhong
giving up
Kui?
first soul.
They're going for it again.
Can't believe they took Jonathan.
Running it back.
That is basically what I wrote on this paper, is they will not pick Zhong this game.
Yeah, can I double down on Eager now? Now that the Zhong Kui's been drafted by Envyus? And the
Jesus.
Xing
They're
Chen?
not. Envyus does not want that Xing.
This is
for some
huge. Now
reason.
they've taken away CycloneSpin's Bellona,
Ooh.
taken with the comfort pick
Ooh,
there.
that's nice. I like that.
And they'll
That
pick up the
is-
Xing Chen as well.
That hurts, man. So Xing Chen likely to be support here.
Goodness, what?
Nah, Jungle Bellona, dude.
Cyrus solo. What's
I don't
going to
think
go
so.
out for
Probably Osiris, I'd
Cyclone
say.
then?
It could be. It could be Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah, ability-based
Hades is
clear
an
is
okay one.
going to be better than Xing Chen versus in-hand, obviously.
Well, it's not going to be Xing Chen. I don't think that's Bellona jungle. I don't think Dare's playing that. I think Xing Chen's going support.
On PBM.
Okay, we're going to reverse the roles here. It's allied on Xbalanque. Not going to be Neath. I really expected the Neath pick here.
I guess they just like the matchup, even though you do get pressured out really, really early. It's just that late game being able to do so much with the ultimate. Like, Xbalanque is so good late game as opposed to the Soul. It's like trading out the early game for the late game dominance.
But you already have your Mercury that should be handling that late game physical burst potential. I think that maybe this is a little bit of a misdraft from MVS in that situation. Like you have your late game like physical burst crit wise secured more or less.
Janus.
And then you take the Xbalanque as well. It's and which leads me to believe that they're picking it for the laning phase. Like they just like it just makes no sense to me honestly.
Yeah, it
Like I'm
seems
having a
odd.
very hard time justifying that pick.
One thing Xbalanque is really good against, it's one of the better hunters against Bellona because you still have that ability damage to deal with her.
So
Like
dark.
Neath is very good because she has 3 abilities that do damage. Xbalanque only 2, but still very good to, and he can get away really well with Rising Jaguar. But other than that, yeah, it's really odd to see that late game Merc along with a late game Xbalanque.
The mid game Zhong Kui. What are they going to? They're going to need some AOE. Eager also thinks that there was an Osiris pick coming from CycloneSpin.
So I gotta say,
Okay.
I would say Hades here for this solo lane for CycloneSpin.
Certainly some synergy with Zhong Kui. The problem is that when you draft a Zhong Kui, it pretty much means you're going to have a shell on the other team, and we take another all-in kind of ultimate-based Guardian like that Hades, it ends up kind of piling onto that shell and getting a lot of that damage mitigated.
All right, we're going to see a Thor pick. Dare going to run it all 3 games, it seems. And their final pick is going to be Isis in the mid lane. Zhong Kui officially shut down. Cabrakan.
Cabrakan to the solo, okay.
So
Okay.
Cabrakan has a few ways to deal with Bellona. It's possible he'll be able to outclear, and in the late game, it's actually really even. Not to mention being able to block off Bellona or Xing Ten's path, and force Thor to teleport, and then lock Isis into a hole in a corridor in the jungle can really be beneficial, especially with Mercury Major looks and Xbalanque sending damage out. The issue is they don't really have long-range damage that can go through the wall. Cabrakan is definitely the spicy pick I think we've been looking for.
Well, he'll should be able to lock them in with the Zhong Kui ultimate, I think is the idea there. Force, basically cut off one path, have the Mercury go through the other path, get a couple people CC'd or locked into the Zhong Kui ultimate.
So I 100% expected Janus this game.
Yeah,
and
from
he
someone.
got banned. Zhong Kui was very surprising. I don't feel like Incon realized how little damage and little effect he had over those last couple fights.
Oh yeah, he did very little.
Yeah, coupled onto the Isis ult as well, it's just going to be even worse. Like,
Shell, that's a 30% damage
So it
reduction.
sounds like we like the Eager draft better than the
Oh,
Envy
yeah.
draft.
Definitely. I think the turning point for this would be how well does PolarBearMike play the support Xing Chen. I do not think I've seen him play it in scrims.
And it's not. He's not the type of player that plays, you know, the Bacchus. He's not Trick Tank, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like Bacchus, Ares,
He doesn't like
Xing Chen,
movement.
aggro.
You know, he's actually, you know, very similar to how he is in real life. He's a big dude. He likes to be in one place and he likes to sit there, right? Like he is a tree. He likes to be the house.
That's Sylvanas.
And PolarBearMike having a god that requires a lot of movement, a lot of repositioning, not a lot of soak. And I think that's something that could hurt Eager here, is Xing Chen, while he can, is not 100% about soak. He's about punishment and harassment. Very, very, very different than the Geb we've been seeing.
Yeah, very similar to an Ares or even kind of a Ymir going for that poke
Right.
and early game pressure, as opposed to a Geb or a Sylvanas where you're more or less peeling for the team and occasionally blink ulting into a gauge.
Well, let's take a quick listen into Envyus's comms just kind of in this opening period and see what kind of chatter's going on and see generally what the attitude of the Envyus squad is, guys. This is Envyus's comms just before game number 3.
I know.
You have 5% reduction there. Speaking of
Can you peek around the side, I guess?
Let me get branching ball.
Okay.
No, watch out for him.
They don't look like they're behind.
Oh, we see him.
Oh, they're invading over here. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Yep,
Watch
yep,
out,
yep. Reset.
Yeah, I have to go long, I'm going
watch
long.
out, watch out.
They missed. Oh, they got this time.
It's okay. Let me go.
No. Bottom block.
We
job.
reset.
Oh,
Nice
sorry.
job, boys.
Nice.
We got it.
Could we do back? Could we just do back?
Yes,
Do
two
the back,
backs.
to the back. 3. Oh, don't take this Incon.
No. Half the
Not
back
Probably
right now.
doing-
Body block, so cheeky. Kiki saves the mid laner there in Incon. Does he still go back to the well here, though? Yeah, he does. So back to the well goes Zhong. He'll be a bit late to the lane. It'll give a small experience advantage to
wait.
Envyus, but
Eyes on Mercury here. He's going to look for the Major Look steal. Isis looking for the Spirit Ball over the wall. He got the first one. Second one will go to Dare.
Dare tanks up a lot of that damage, though. But it will net them, in theory, both mid camps here. They're going to clear this wave out a little bit faster than a Mercury can, and then go ahead and take down that next set of camps. Down it will go. And Eager off to a pretty good start here.
That was good by Dare not putting both of those camps, or both those Harpies into range of that one. Just whittling one down, and if he does steal it, then they still have the left camps to get. One thing that I do want to say is... I forget.
Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel.
That's what you wanted to say, Snoopy.
It is.
Thanks for the insight, buddy. Purple
problem,
buff being
man.
started up here by Envyus. DaretoCare. He's going to go stick his nose into that, and they're going to reset. What do you think about that, Snoopy? See, shaking your head. Kind of like, what?
That was kind of weird. I mean, the early pressure is really nice, but he does have a lot of farm up in the left jungle. It's still both buffs up.
I think that's great. I mean, now they get to walk into this jungle
Yeah.
for free. Zhong is irrelevant at level 2. Weekend can go in and try to make something happen, but this purple's looking pretty stolen here.
Oh, what I wanted to say was this game, Incon opting not to go Profile Start, where Lassiz is going Profile Start this time. Kind of a flip
That's first
on.
blood.
There's the first blood. Kiki will go down. No body blocks to save you this time. In some trouble as well.
That second blood.
Is Incon. He's locked in. That's a brilliant wall coming up by DaretoCare. Another 2 early kills on the left side of the map. This time, it's Eager in game 3. And it's like we've pivoted on the axis of game 2, and now it's Eager with the start that Envyus enjoyed in game number 1.
I mean, Envy has just had control over the first 2 games. And now, I mean, 2 kills to start. The invade was awesome. There was no wards placed down that could spot out that level of invade. CycloneSpin, though, taking a shot there. That's going to wind up hurting him. That little bit of health that he lost is actually going to be offset by what Omega's healing from the potion, meaning he's not going to have the same level of control. But, oh, do I love that random tremors that he's doing. I mean, that's so unique. It's very similar to his Aokwang play that we saw the first time he fought it against Bellona. Perhaps he knows what he's doing. But actually, this is considered a counter.
Yeah, that's I was like, does he know what he's doing? Because
Bellona block stacks actually stop Seismic Crush from hitting.
Right, and disarm.
Yeah.
Stop Seismic Crush from hitting.
It's kind of a counter on both ends, just because the multiple interrupts for the bludgeon. Where Omega is maxing the 3, though, I think that's really good from him. Keep it out sustain from the poke from the Cabrakan and not focus on that interruptible skill.
And you'll notice CycloneSpin almost already out of mana. Very mana-intensive god is Cabrakan, and when that blue buff is down, it's very hard for him to sustain in lane for very long.
Yeah, Tremors is kind of a strange ability because it just takes so much mana. It's like your best clear, but it also is extremely, extremely inefficient.
Omega, strangely, going into the jungle.
He wants to starve out old Cabrakan here.
They're going to be able to steal this one away.
Yeah, no teleport ball by Cabrakan either. He's going to go for the mana boots. I think he knew that this thing was gone, and he needed to go back and pick up that extra mana and cooldown reduction.
Is that a Gold Fury? Oh, they were, I think, maybe clearing the ward.
Certainly thinking about it.
Is that was plot?
No,
No,
it's
they
not
were
Cannon Ward.
just hitting the Gold Fury. How very curious. Eager's still looking real strong. What's that, 1,800 gold up right now?
Yeah,
Wow.
1,700 gold. Just over 2,000 experience separating the teams through 4 minutes, guys. If you are just joining us, Martin Brandon on the call, and we are joined by TSM's Snoopy at TSM Snoopy on Twitter, if you want to follow along with the Canadian Hunter.
Mid camps so far have just straight up belonged to Eager. This is how Envy won the first game. They were just taking every neutral objective they could with a small amount of invades to get, jungle camps, but this is great. I mean, this is what Eager needs to do to win. They need to abuse this super aggressive, super CC heavy comp in the early game where they're doing a lot of damage. I mean, I don't understand how Cabrakan's going to be able to match up against Bellona in the end game. I mean, one good Eagles rally just ends things.
Eager making a pretty aggressive play here for the purple buff. Let's take a listen to the Eager comms now as they set up for this purple buff kill and see if Envyus is going to try to counter-initiate.
Just gonna.
Athena,
Oh, he's
Athena
on
wrap
right.
in the
No, he's
corner.
on right.
Athena wrap in the corner. Yeah, we're out. We're out.
I'm going
Get
mid,
over
see
top.
if I can pick somebody.
Yeah, I'm going mid with you.
Yep,
You're
no one's
safe.
here. Zoning the wave, zoning the wave.
No, just clear it so I can back. Just clear it so I can back. Oh, look at the Zhong. Look at the Zhong. I'm gonna poke him. Maybe. Nope.
Our buffs are still up. So
Fine.
keep
Yeah,
that.
let's just get our buffs. I'm
That was a
backing.
misplay. That's fine.
Get ward control.
Yeah. I'm gonna back here. Merc's gonna look in
Do
this
I
jungle.
need to get a heavenly? Because I want to get beats Aegis probably.
It
Merc's
could
hitting
be.
left.
Okay, they're diswarding. They're diswarding.
Actually, I don't want to
They're
get
worded
that.
bottom left.
They're the same level as Aegis, okay.
All right, I have blink now.
Careful mid. I don't know what second active I'm going to get yet.
Hey, Zap. Xball has no beads. Or no. Wait. Oh no, that's Mark. That's Mark. Yeah, Xball has no beads. I can look for him.
Can I do back lefts? Can I do back lefts?
Yeah.
Noting that X-Ball has no beads there, was Eager. Maybe looking for that kill on the Allied here sooner rather than later, but Mercury over on the left side of the map for Envyus for now as Eager goes for that optimal clear. Gets a lot of farm there on the Lassiz actually for those two camps.
They're getting dangerously close to this 3,000 gold range, and that's, before 10 minutes, 3K gold is where you say, like, my team is dominant. We can take gold furies. We can push towers, right? That's where you really are going to start making the enemy team regret their early game decisions. And 2-0, I mean, Eager's in a great position.
What do you think here, Snoopy? Do you think that Eager should force this Gold Fury fight, force Envyus to fight them, or is the farm just going to be sufficient?
I think the farm's sufficient. I think Gold Fury is a place for them to throw their lead right now. If they misplay a little bit, then that's like a wipe, and Gold Fury, that swings it so hard for
We
Envyus.
saw that last game.
Yeah. So I think they're doing really well, and they're looking to, they have a counter ward here, so PolarBearMike's probably just going to look to blink in and maybe go for that ult.
That was heard, it sounds like. Allied in some trouble. Kiki
No
trying to
beads.
do something here, but a third kill to Eager.
No beads, no way out of that one, no Rising Jaguar to use. Locked in place by the Xing Chen and Thor combination. Kill was credited over to DaretoCare on the Thor for that gank, right? Or did that go to Zapman? Zapman does have one also.
Not entirely sure. They do have the Ice Assault up here, and still the Xing Chen ult as well.
Oh, no Zhong Kui.
And that's Gold Fury. There's no stopping that one.
Yep.
Eager finds themselves now a nearly 4,000 gold in the lead. 4,000 experience, 3,700 gold after a nice opening series of events into a Gold Fury. And some trouble here is Omega, but it looks like he's barely going to live. No cooldowns available for weekend, and well, Mercury, that assassin, he can't dive this tower this early. He'll need at least a level 15 or so before he can take a couple tower shots.
I mean, there was the old adage of you go to solo, you lose in duo. And Weekend on the wrong side of the map there for his team winds up not even getting the kill onto Omega. That's a really big win for Eager because that's even more lost farm time for the jungler. Weekend level 8 right now. Dare getting dangerously close to level 10.
Also, shout out to Zapman for the pen boots. So tired of seeing max CDR souls, man.
I like the pen boots.
I think
both.
she's
I like 25%. I don't think you need to go higher than that.
I just don't see the justification for cooldown.
Because, I mean, you can't do a lot of in-hand damage in a team fight. Like, you just have to get as many 2s off as possible in the mid-game. Like, that's just how it works. That's why people will poly. But poly does less damage than ChronoSpin it.
But why can't you do in-hand damage in a team fight assault?
Because you'll die.
I don't follow.
She's a little bit different than Hunter. She's not going to be putting out as much damage with those in hands, so she can't just sit there and box. And like her safety isn't built
guaranteed.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed. It's not like, okay, you're, I don't know, Xbalanque, and your safety is I'm going to do so much damage that you can't deal with it.
Or I have a CC immune dash.
Yeah,
Right?
or-
Like,
yeah, she has to kind of poke in and out with that 2, and then maybe go all in with the 3 and the ultimate combo. And having that up more often than not it's cooldown is good. I go pen boots preferably, but some people are liking the max cooldown.
So we're liking pen boots, Toth, and the Chronos pendant here for this build up for
I
Sol?
do pen boots Toth into CycloneSpin into demonic.
into Poly.
Yeah, into Poly,
Yeah.
last item rod, and that's my favorite build. I think it does a ton of damage mixed with a good amount of cooldown.
And I'm
some
just
life
still so confused that this Zhong was picked.
Yeah, it seems odd. I just want Eager to realize what they did last game and
Run it
get
back.
get that shell right away.
So we're going to have a Breastplate of Valor, no Mail of Renewal for Cabrakan. Again, DaretoCare, take it to the sky. Kiki might be in some trouble here. A 4th kill indeed as DaretoCare showing up big.
That was some great communication there. The PolarBearMike Xing ultimate tosses him right into where DaretoCare lands in that Thor stun. It's so easy to mess that up without good, clear comms. I'm going to throw him back. Which way's back? Oh no, we missed, and now this gank has failed. But instead, a 4-0 here is Eager. And Omega already on his way in the solo lane. Got his Emerald Talisman online. Port 1, boots done. What comes next here? Conventional Wisdom is the Runeforged Hammer, but what do you guys think is going to be itemized into by Omega?
Maybe Runeforge, maybe that Frostbound Hammer as well. Give it a little more damage, and like he's honestly not that scared of Weaken right now.
Lassiz
Mercury
in some
ultimate,
trouble
yeah,
here,
Lassiz.
even inside the circle of protection.
So dead.
Envyus going to find their first kill of the game, but I mean, they had to use 2, 3 ultimates for that?
Yeah, at least 2.
4 ultimates for that.
He seems to be not getting too cocky, but that was a very aggressive path for Nice to go without a ton of wards.
Or a team.
And they know that 4 ultimates are down.
Trying to make the play. Yet another nice block there from DaretoCare is going to keep Kiki in. Well, and I said at the beginning of the set that DaretoCare's Thor hasn't been particularly impressive. It's certainly not a signature god for him, but he looks as good in this game as he did in some of the games against Cloud9 when he was playing Thor.
We got at least one of those mid camps, so that's not a bad trade. He's kind of keeping up with DaretoCare, maybe a little behind gold, but XP wise, he's probably only about half level down.
How do you feel about DaretoCare as a jungler? Snoopy, I mean, it's been playing jungle for a little over probably about a year and a half now, coming in from the support role early on.
Yeah.
Took a little while to get online. His god pool was a little bit kind of non-conventional, but it seems like this Thor is becoming a bigger and bigger part of what he's able to put out.
That's one thing that is a little odd about him. He's a very skilled player, but like you said, his god pool isn't the same as other junglers. He likes the Naja. He likes, I don't know, like the Hanbats. Those aren't like the top tier picks for jungling at the moment. It's the Thors, the Cirquettes. Obviously, is good on both of those, but
We've seen very little Circuit out of DaretoCare.
Yeah. It's just so tough. Like I actually do think his best god is his Naja, and he seems to be like favoring those. That's why it's banned out by Envyus right now, first ban.
How valuable is that kind of player, right? That plays like just a niche pick so well. You see it all the time with Cog, forced to ban Ares versus Aurora. Here you're seeing Naja bans out from DaretoCare.
It's really good if they can continue that level of play on other gods, but until now, I would say it's not the same. His gameplay is not the same as on Naja, but he's playing phenomenally on Thor these past 2 games.
CycloneSpin trying to deal damage. Omega's just like not having it, and given the fact that he also has Stone of Gaia, it just seems like he's impervious to anything Cabrakan can do.
Yeah, Omega not too concerned about that tremor damage. And you can see Cabrakan consistently on the losing side of those exchanges. HP and NP a little bit lower there. For Fat Loki, who's doing his best to try to hold out this blow. Let's take a look at that Cabrakan build. How's he skilling this one up?
He's just going for CDR now, and then next he'll be going into things like Spirit Robe or Hide of the Urchin, although Urchin, when you're behind, probably not the greatest idea.
Yeah, so he's maxed everything but Tremors here. It's a 5-5-1-3 build here through the first 14 levels.
It's strange that he's going to level the ultimate. That means he's looking for burst damage, and if he's looking for that at level 14, that means he's reached critical mass for his builds. He's going to want to try to start rotating over, but Omega has just done such an amazing job of locking him under the tower and doing a little bit of structure damage every wave.
There's also a little bit of disagreement in the build that we've seen on Cabrakan here, right? If you're going to go for that build that's so burst damage oriented, why do you have the cooldown boots? Because it could very well hurt his potential to 100
I'm sorry,
0
Eager cannot. I'm sorry, Envy cannot afford to lose another Gold Fury. That is a death sentence.
Oh, this is bad news.
Out of position.
Yeah, Kiki's going to get wrapped up in that Xing ultimate. I'm sorry, weaken. Toss back in. There's the Isis ultimate down, Bellona over the top as well. They're going to try to make the kill on the weaken. He's going to use the ultimate to go back into the tower. Athena ultimate used as well. Xbalanque ultimate is not available either. Allied has dropped that. Soul doing so much damage. Lassiz credited with a kill. Cabrakan going to try to hold them out, but he will die under tower. Allied force a run as Zapman's going to put the gas pedal on and stun him out, it looks like, as well. Doesn't matter, because in comes Lassiz with a double on the Isis, and that's going to be another free Gold Fury for Team Eager, and now they're in the driver's seat for game number 3, looking to eliminate Envyus and move on to face the European contender for a spot at Worlds.
I mean, this is how it's done, right? You win team fights, you get Gold Furies, and you just bleed them out by getting as much off the map as possible in one go. It's very true to the North American playstyle, and 6,500 gold at 14 minutes is not a comeback normally we see made.
So normally we're popping into comms, right, to listen to the fights breaking out, but in this game I do want to try to focus a little bit more on listening to the comms in the downtimes, giving you some insight onto how teams communicate when there is no objectives to take. Let's pop into Eager's comms and hear what they're saying after that Gold Fury.
Online, then I'll get shell.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just as long as you're getting it.
I'm back, and Zhong, see me back. He may be on blue. I don't know.
Yeah, they're on it. They just got it. It went down to 1435, so 1735.
Gotcha, girl. Wait for back lefts. I'm on my way.
It'll just be the big one. Sorry, my dot killed it.
It's okay. I need 300 gold for poly. We should start pressuring the towers now, like 5-man group mid or 4-man group mid, and let them make a TP. I can probably get right. I don't. My TP's down. That was TP1.
I'm gonna help you force right. So we won't need to all rotate.
This is warded. Stay middle then, Mike.
Yeah, my blink is down for a minute. Be careful left, by the way. I'm gonna look to D-ward after this wave.
Athena
2 mid,
is left.
2 mid. Yeah, 2 mid.
Just be careful. Merc charging ulti. Merc charging ulti for right. Okay, Merc's middle.
Just doing it for fun.
Toss down on Athena. Okay, I got a word. I'm just gonna work gold, just whatever.
He's poking me hard, that's fine.
Just can you get you guys out? Care. No eyes in the middle. No eyes in the middle. No eyes.
Get out. Athena
get out.
Down.
Everyone out. Everyone out on right. Xbalanque's mid. Xbalanque's mid.
Athena is
keep
down.
Xbalanque mid, Mike. Keep Xbalanque mid.
Yeah, I will.
Athena and Cabrakan are on right. Xbalanque's still on the tower. Yeah, good. I'm gonna get this tower. Let me know if you need to come right. Talk to me. Be careful mid.
I'm alright. Poking them.
Let me know if they're coming left. 3 middle.
They are now.
Mercury's going top left.
Merc
They're pushing right. Merc and Xbalanque far top left. 2 left.
Careful, they're coming underneath right. They're coming underneath right.
They may look for our speed or
I'm just gonna back. Careful mid.
I can get a counter. Sweet.
A little bit of insight there into professional level comms. You can hear just how concise all those callouts are. They know, that's the #1 rule of MOBAs. Know where everybody is on the map at all times. And Eager, with their vision advantage as well as this pressure through the mid lane, they have a really good idea of where Envyus is and what they're going to try to do.
Weekend charges up the Sonic Boom there, looking for an opportunity to try to turn something around, but there's a really great grouping from Eager right now to the point where he can't hit more than one person. I think that's been the big difference this game is Weekend has not been able to get those miraculous ults, and given the fact that he's low on gold, he's 1,400 down behind Dare, he doesn't have those huge crits off. It's only a 10% chance at this stage.
Soul sitting at top gold per minute, where, well, X-Ball is sitting at 3rd from the bottom. That's got to be tough going to the mid-game.
130 extra gold a minute.
Oh, the double book build-up from Zapman as well.
2,000 gold difference between the two teams, or the two hunters. I mean, that's getting to the point of insurmountable. But remember, Frostiak was 604 with a 1,900 gold and 4-level lead early on in this tournament, and Cubo made that return easily, it seemed.
It's like...
Get a quick triple kill, it helps out a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Slap fight going on here on the right side jungle. Xing going to make his way over there to secure mid camps as well. Omega just doing his best to zone out so that the rest of the squad can pick these up. And indeed, they will go down. I believe both sides went to Eager in that last engagement.
Honestly, I think unless Eager makes a large mistake, it's going to be really tough to get back in the game until the late game mark, until the hunters caught up and all that's like gotten evened out.
It's a 4-level
and that
difference now,
let's talk about how bad that is for Envyus because they have Cabrakan. Right? They're basically saying like we need to dodge most of this mid game, not take too many fights, and try to make it to the late game so that our physical damage carries can.
Will Soul walk through the wall?
Yes.
Yes.
She walks through player deployables.
All of them.
Yep.
Yes. Just like the Osiris fully proc passive.
Huh.
So now you're going to have a pretty ineffective soul laner here in this Cabrakan. He doesn't have the 100-0 potential with his itemization route, and he's not going to be very well when he is the most effective in the late stages of the mid game. That's when Envyus is especially looking not to fight because they're going to be trying to finish off Deathbringer and Rageblade on Allied around that time. So it's going to be a very hard game now for Envyus. They kind of needed to snowball this one. I really don't like that Cabrakan pick, I don't think, in this situation.
I mean, the gold difference is getting to the point where it's not going to be winnable. Athena actually has a lead over PolarBearMike, which means all of the gold loss is on all of the characters that are trying to do damage. Incon is down 2,400. Weaken, let's see, down about 1,300. The Hunters, there's a 2,500 gold difference. I mean, this is the best possible scenario for Eager. And with the Gold Fury coming up in 15, they're going to force a fight that Envyus just can't win.
Envy has to hit a big Weaken ultimate. I mean, that's what it has to come down to.
Xbalanque just doesn't have enough damage. Even if they get, like, perfection, he doesn't have enough damage.
Yeah, without some kind of attack speed or penetration item online. He's that Executioner or Nickfall or something badly to start chunking in these fights.
That's Gold Fury. This will be as close to uncontested as you can imagine.
That wall by Dare, the way I liked it, he didn't get the double tap out, but he actually teleported in front of the Mercury, not allowing him to dash directly towards the tower, so I think that was the better play.
Actually, Incon isolated out here. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. The Bag of Demons is used. Envyus. They're gonna have to contest this Gold Fury. They can't live this one up. Let's take a listen to Envyus' comms and see how they're gonna manage to stop this Gold Fury attempt from Team Eager.
It's still at 7.
Watch out.
He went on me.
Is that gold
I
going?
dashed out. I vote for you, Emma.
Is it going? Is it going?
I'm ulting now. Cyclone. They got it. That's Xing.
Thor's in the back.
That's Tom.
Bellona's in the back, too.
Thor on the back, Bellona on the back.
I can't do anything, dude.
Just back up.
Shouldn't waste time.
Can't kill the Bellona?
Just
Yeah.
run.
I'm wasting time.
Careful.
Wasting time.
That's probably good.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Getting caught over. It's getting caught over and over. We could have contested.
Whew.
Feels bad.
It's probably over.
That's dark.
The comms for Envyus there.
I mean, they're going to go back to this game 1,000 times over the next year, and every single time the question they'll lead with is, why did we pick Zhong?
3 times in a row. Incon didn't look particularly good on this god in any of the games. I wouldn't say it wasn't. And maybe that's just less on Incon and more on Envyus's kind of knowledge of this tournament. I mean, it seems like
it's not
Eager
even
just got done playing a 5-game set against ostensibly the best team in North America, playing Zhong in every game. Like, they know what's going on with Zhong.
But it's not even just the Zhong pick. It's the second pick Zhong pick instead of getting the Bellona that was carrying the team. Like, this was...
Oh, yeah, no, this one was, I think, won in the first picking phase with the Bellona Xing Chen double pick.
Yeah.
Envyus didn't see that one coming. And then they picked Cabrakan. And like I said, Cabrakan does not fit into this lineup especially well.
I think they just really didn't see that Xing Chen Bellona pick coming out. Like, you honestly don't see too many Xing Chen supports.
He still got it.
Put that in your
3 people, and Omega walks in fearlessly and still gets it.
Now, Fearless is a tier ability.
Dare, I just heard Dare land. They're trying to do some damage here. DaretoCare not in a great position, able to still get out. Omega seems unfazed as well.
Eager put on their throw shoes, but didn't fully commit to it.
Oh, Incon still gets tagged, forced to beads. He's in a bad spot. Mercury gets some damage off. Incon still gets sacked. DaretoCare very low. They'll end up finding him, but they trade out junglers, and with the mid already dead on the side of Envy, Eager might be able to even close this one out.
Weaken just doesn't have the stopping power versus the disarm on Bellona. He's forced to use beads like right away there, and then he gets piled on by the CC. Zapman going to chase down a kill on the backside here. Kiki going to be in a bit of trouble here as he tries to walk him down. But Eager got to be feeling good about this one. A Fire Giant perhaps going to be on the board as they get their 4th kill now. What's Eager going to do with this one? Let's pop into their comms as they go ahead and push into the tier 2 in the mid lane. Eager looking good versus Envyus for a win.
You can get right tower as well.
X-Balls here?
Let's get left buffs.
Right.
Yeah, I like that call. I like that call.
They were 4-manning their blue, and I stole it.
Oh, we
was
heard.
screaming. Yeah.
We heard. Where you guys going?
Alright, they got no buffs on the timers.
I'm back.
I'm gonna shove here.
I just need 1 hit. Throw 20 here.
Right.
I need 100
Let's do
gold.
red.
Okay.
It's all sunshine and lollipops in the Eager comms. A stark contrast to those Envyus comms.
I mean, the gold difference at this point, I mean, I think they're even out of throw potential. Like, you can't lose this level of a lead.
Throw.
What?
You can always throw. You can always put on those clown shoes and go to Clown Town on the clown train.
I don't know,
just
man.
Throw it away.
I mean,
Their health pools, I mean, we're in a tank meta, right? Even if they tank the Fire
Every
Giant
meta
or
is a
tank the
tank meta.
Titan, like, I don't think the Titan could do enough damage to kill Omega at this point.
even if they get 5-man wiped for nothing, lose Fire Giant,
They're
and
still up 10,000
they're still up. Like, they'll still win those fights. as long as they don't throw again, obviously.
They would have to lose, I
Yeah,
would
they
say,
lose 2
2 or
fights. They
3
lose a fight at
fights.
Fire Giant and a fight at their base to lose this game.
And that, we're talking like 4 or 5 man for 0. Or, I mean, they need too much at this point, which I think is why we're seeing such negativity out of the Envyus squad. I mean, the early game didn't go well. They have weird amounts of damage.
Shoutouts to Zapman.
What's up?
Getting well read. Triple book.
Oh my goodness. He's hitting
Smart.
hitting the library.
Yeah.
Smart. I mean, this is what you want. The only problem right now, the only chance they have to throw is if they can't kill fast enough. It's the best way to do it.
Dubbing this the well-read soul build. The War and Peace soul. Dostoevsky soul. It's one of these going to stick, right?
Jumping out. Allied going to get a back camp.
There's going to be a siege on the left side here. And look at old Omega. Just farming away on the right side of the map. Taking blue buffs.
That's his game. That's his number one
He
priority.
loves the blue buff.
By the way, there's a 14 level difference
There's
between
a lot
the two
of
squads.
There's
right
a lot
now.
of junglers that you hear like talk about where like if they don't get their speed buff, they tilt. You know, it's like Omega's kind of like that, but it's the enemy's blue buff.
Yeah.
He's like, if I don't get the enemy's blue buff, I don't know, man. It's not looking good. He's got like what 4 of them this game.
Gold Fury's coming back up.
This, you know, okay, let's talk about this a little bit here. Look at that player damage chart. This is, you know, really probably the most famous player on this team for making the big plays, coming up big here in the game where it really matters. I mean, Zapman just playing lights out this one.
I mean, he's 509.
509, 12k damage, 100% kill participation on a soul.
Omega might be forced to ult here. Yeah, he's going to have to. He's going to get locked in just a second. No, they choose not to. Yeah, Eagles rally. Eagles.
He's trying.
Oh, DaretoCare.
You're stuck in here with me over the top of the Eagles rally. CycloneSpin in some trouble. Kiki will have the top, but they don't have enough burst to take down this Bellona plus Thor. That's just a cheeky return kill there by Eager.
That's, I mean, if there was a reason to be tilted.
Over the wall, spin to win,
He's
wrap him
gonna
up.
take 2, gonna throw
Probably
back
should have put
1.
him the other way.
Incon's already got the ghost popping, which means all of his damage is gone. CycloneSpin super low. Allied trying to find something, but not going to do it. The corporeal form sends him packing.
Yeah, that if they would have gotten a kill on those Zapman there, they can maybe try to pressure the Fire Giant a little bit, but with Weakened Dead, I don't know, that's a lot of their damage.
I think Eager just needs to back, get 5 counter wards, posture around the Fire Giant, just set up. Like, there's nothing that Envyus can do if that whole side of the map's warded. They either have to go in face check or just give up Fire Giant.
It looks like that's going to be the case. They're making their way to the right side to pick up the speed buff. Back to the base, we'll go PBM. Zapman there already. Zapman likely waiting for this next item to come online. 20,000 plus experience in the lead is Eager. Take a look at the items here. Yes, waiting on the rank 2 Obsidian Shard for the Soul here. So Soul now with that penetration and lifesteal online. Pretty deeply progressed into this build. And that's what I like about this build over that max CDR build is that you get lifesteal online way earlier, which gives Soul, you know, not only a little bit of lane sustain, but a slight ability to box allied. I mean, granted, the Executioner still just wrecks in this situation, but it's a little bit
trying
better
to
than
box
not.
out the support, dealing a fair amount of damage his way. Fire Giant available, Gold Fury not, as Eager controls the right side of the map. They're going to take another tier 2. In fact, 1,500 more gold is getting them pretty close to that 20,000 range, and I don't think we've ever seen a team come back from 20K.
You thought that, you know, the Xing Chen in the last game was tanky. This PBM Xing Chen is, like, almost unkillable. And Guardian Mail is going to make Zapman fairly ineffective. The Heartward Amulets, a ton of magical defense, and then the old Spirit Robe on top of that, just in case the Cabrakan tries to initiate on him. There's really nobody that can kill Xing Chen at this point, even with his generally modest 2,900 HP. Let's take a listen to the Eager's comms as the fight is breaking out. Envyus going to try to hold them out of the base.
Let's go, baby.
I got weakened. I got weakened.
Got him.
Xbalanque down.
End it.
Not yet. Not yet. Chill.
Indeed you are. Eager going to be going to Worlds if they can beat this European squad coming up. That's going to be your next best of 3, guys. Hinduman and F-Dot going to be on the call for that one. And we're going to see who Eager will be playing in the 3rd, 4th place matchup. What did you guys think about this set overall?
I think Zhong needs to stop being picked.
Yeah, definitely.
And Eager knew it.
He just gets countered so hard by one active that any team can pick up. You don't even need a team comp around it. It's just really hard to deal with. And the way that Eager played it just seemed to need to ramp up. That first game was a little slow, and then that one good fight in the second game just brought them to where they needed to be, and they continued that in the 3rd game.
It's so funny because the first game was just domination. Second game was going so well for Envy until PBM just bought a full shell. He bought a full shell, went into the fight, and won it for free.
Definitely a difference maker. And overall here, it's the typical kind of Smite meta mid laner problem. Someone gets forgotten about, then he starts getting played, and then it becomes a flavor of the month, and then people kind of figure it out, and then it's up to the teams to adapt and change that strategy. I think a lot of teams came to this tournament saying, we're taking Zhong when we can get him because he's just so dominant, but now it's not so effective.
Yeah, people realize why the character got forgotten.
Right.
Like Shell or Poseidon got bring back for a bit.
Poseidon or
Aegis,
Scylla or
yes.
Agni, right? They kind of come in and out of the meta. The only characters that really kind of stick in there, like Isis seems to be like, that's just Isis.
Janice.
And
Pretty
Janice.
good.
Isis and Janice just kind of do what they do. Isis a little bit lacking on the defensive capabilities in terms of saving herself. Giannis obviously no real weaknesses there. I mean, would you have rather seen the Giannis than the Zhong in this game?
Yeah, most definitely. I think DM was talking to me about it. The Janice pick would have been probably a lot better than the Zhong pick. It just didn't seem to do a ton, like you were saying, in the previous games where the Janice could help, especially with the Mercury. That threshold, giving Mercury movement speed and be able to let him get to the enemy targets with the increased damage is phenomenal.
But Eager, I mean, that's what they did. They played it exactly how they should have. They countered every single thing that Envy did from the very beginning of the game in a slow and meticulous fashion.
Yeah, you heard that the whole time in the comms, right? That's what they were talking about. Step by step, boys.
Yeah.
Let's not overextend. Let's not give this back. Another thing is that, I mean, all credit where credit is due in this one, too. Whoever made the call to pick Xing Bellona,
Definitely.
maybe Kret, who's the coaching manager that's in the comms with them, but, I mean, that won this third game for me. They won it in the picks and bans. In the first pick.
See, I don't even think they won it there. I think Envy lost it when they picked Zhong.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, well, we're saying the same thing, right? I mean, I think that they were setting up for that Bellona once again for CycloneSpin that had been pretty effective. Those bonus protections can help Zhong out, get a shell of their own, and try to counteract it with a big fight. Instead, they lost all of that. Went for a Cabrakan that, for me, didn't fit in that lineup very well at all. And, I mean, you saw that play out in that last fight. Cabrakan ultimate comes down. Mercury tries to ult to the back line. No, you don't. There's a big rock in your way.
Zapman is going to be the person Kelly and the boys are going to be talking to in just a second. With their trip to Worlds one set away, I'm sure Zap has a ton of things to say. Kelly, feel free.